Hey there, Kate Story here from Book More Brides. And I saw what is probably some of the best news that we have gotten as wedding pros in the last 2 years. And that was a statistic from the wedding report that said that there will be more weddings in 2022 than there have been in the last almost 40 years. This is great news for us as wedding pros because it means that our couples need us more than ever, okay? But it also means that if you are not booked out right now for 2022, or if you're still struggling to get those leads in and still struggling to really make sure that you have what is in place to completely fill your calendar for 2022, we're going to talk about that today because I've got some very specific tips on you on what you need to do, okay? So really what this all comes down to that we absolutely have to do right now is we have to get visible, okay? We have to be visible in front of these couples because this has been such a crazy couple of years, okay? We can no longer rely on word of mouth. We can no longer rely on recommendations and reviews and things like that that might come from other couples that we've served in the past because they are not always, they're not always leaving those reviews anymore. They're not always attending the same bridal shows or any of the other methods that happened, pre-2020. So this has been a really weird couple of years, and we have to build some new opportunities in order to get visible for our couples, okay? So how can we do this? Well, I have 3 ways that you can get visible very quickly in front of your local market. But I need you to make sure that you are doing all of these, okay? So that way you're going to have the best success and really get in front of these couples who need to know that you are here, that you are ready to serve them, and that you are going to be the right wedding pro for them, okay? So the very first thing that I need you to work on is your Instagram bio and hashtags, okay? Facebook and many other, outlets, TikTok, everything like that. Yes, absolutely. Just kind of substitute those and for whatever channel you would like to work on. But right now I'm going to specifically talk about Instagram, okay? Because Instagram continues to grow in popularity, especially among many of the couples that we serve, those couples that are in that early 20s to late 30s demographic, okay, and beyond. But especially in that demographic, Instagram continues to be a very well-known and typically the most preferred platform right now for that age group, okay? So the first thing you want to do is work on your bio and your hashtags within Instagram, all right? When I say work on your bio, 1, make it very clear what it is that you do, what kind of a wedding pro you are, and what kind of couples you like to work with, okay? Now, this is going to be different for each of you based on, excuse me, based on the type of work that you do and the types of couples that you serve and the types of emotional needs that we handle for them, right? And if you need a refresher on what I mean by that, making sure that you're serving your couple's emotional needs, go back to some of our previous videos and listen to those, and you can certainly find exactly some very clear steps on how you can find those for your couples, okay? So you need to be very clear in your bio about what type of wedding pro you are, who you like to serve, and what types of emotional needs you are serving for those couples that you like to work with, okay? And there's also Instagram is not great for search, so it also really helps to put as your name in your Instagram bio is to have your local area, your local market that you serve, and if you are not right in a major metropolitan area, put the closest one or one that would be the most searched by your couples, the area, city, area that they would be looking for, and then the type of wedding pro you are. So for example, if you are if you're a wedding photographer based in Charlotte, okay, I'm suggesting that you put Charlotte Wedding Photographer as your name on Instagram. Now, that doesn't mean your handle name, your account name, the @ name. Keep that how it is. You could, or whatever, especially if it has your name in there already, great, that's fantastic. But what we're trying to do is the name is going to be, by changing it to the market that you serve and then the type of wedding pro that you are, that's going to allow you to be found much more easily on Instagram. Now, if it fits, also you could put your name in front of that, so if it's, Kim dash, or that kind of line in between there, right? And then Charlotte wedding photographer. Make sure, and if you can't fit into the name, put it in your bio. Okay, so that way people know who it is. They're able to address you by name, especially once you start direct messaging with them. They start direct messaging you. That does help a lot. But just make sure you have your market, your local market name, and the type of wedding pro you are as the name in your Instagram account. Okay, because that's going to help a lot. Secondly, let's work on the hashtags. It's very important that when you are doing typical posts, your feed posts, that you are using hashtags that are going to be searched by your local couples. Okay. And again, that could be things like hashtag Charlotte wedding photographer, hashtag wedding photos, those kinds of things that they are going to be looking for in searching and looking for opportunities. 2022 bride, 2022 weddings, getting married 2022, those types of things. But you'll also want to do a search to see how many, when you type it into the search bar, see how many search results come up next to that hashtag, okay? If it's 1 million or above, do not use those hashtags because you simply won't be found, okay? That is very, very difficult to be found. That's like trying to land on page 1 of Google for the United States, for a wedding photographer in the United States, okay? Very, very difficult to do, next to impossible, okay? So if any of your hashtags have 1 million or more, do not use those because they're not going to help you to be found. Look for ones that are more between, I would say, the 20,000 up to the probably 500,000 range, but I wouldn't recommend going any higher than that. But especially make sure that you are including localized hashtags, your local city, your state, along with those search terms for your wedding profession, okay? Those are the ones that you're going to want to start including. But also, in as many posts as possible, make sure that you are tagging a specific location. Now, this is easy if you have a physical location that you work out of, if you have a studio, if you have a bakery, if you have anywhere where your clients and your couples are going to physically come in and meet you somewhere, then that would be easy enough to be able to tag your physical location. Make sure you're doing that on every single post. But if you don't have a physical location, if you are, you work from home and you don't really want to put that on there, I don't blame you. I don't want to either. Then make sure that you are tagging some sort of other localized landmark, especially, trying to find one that is going to relate to whatever your post is about. So going back to the wedding photographer example, if you have pictures of your couples that you photographed at a specific location, tag that location in it. That could be for the venue. It could be at a park, anywhere like that. That's going to make it a little bit easier because what you're trying to do is tell the algorithm for Instagram that, hey, I am located in this place. So that way they can put it in front of couples and people, users that are in that area. Okay. So that's just going to help make it easier for you to get in front of those local couples. All right. So that's the first step. Work on your bio, your name, and those hashtags for Instagram. All right. That's the very first thing. The second thing that you're going to want to do is make sure that you are participating. Make sure that you are responding and engaging to every single comment that comes your way, even if it's just someone saying beautiful or, oh, that's nice or something like that. Even if they're not specifically asking for information, make sure you like their comment and make sure that you respond to say, hey, thank you so much. That means so much. Now, does that mean that you have to pitch them and say, thanks so much, at Sued 529? No, let's do a call. No, you don't have to do that, but just showing that response and that engagement. And it also helps if you're putting things in your posts that are prompting a response and some engagement. Okay. Asking them, what do you think about this location where we took these pictures? What is the one must-have photograph that you have to have for your wedding? Think about some questions that are going to make people want to give something more than just a yes or no response, okay? Not just, click and follow for more or anything like that, although you do want to encourage that from time to time. But what we're trying to get here is engagement, because by getting people to like your post, by getting them to comment on it, perhaps even suggesting that they save this, so they can look at it later in their wedding planning, that is all engagement for Instagram. And once you start showing more engagement for your account, then you're going to be able to, Instagram is going to start putting you in front of more people, because they're saying, okay, this is an account that knows what they're doing. Let's start putting them in front of more people, okay? And more of the right people at that. So that's the second tip, is to make sure that you are responding, that you are participating in conversations, that you are encouraging those conversations and those engagements to happen, because again, that's going to just help you get more visible within there, all right? And the third recommendation to get visible for your local couples that are planning weddings in 2022 is to make sure that you have some sort of a download piece so that you can build your email list. Because here's the thing. As much as I talked about the importance of Instagram and being able to be visible in front of people, which is very, very important, that's kind of a quick way to do it. It's certainly a free and easy way to do it, right? But here's the thing. We don't own that channel, and we can't control how and when the algorithm is going to put us in front of the right people, okay? And they're constantly changing. It's not changing in drastic ways, but it's just we don't have control over how it's going to get in front of people, how often, what way, and what type of people, okay? So the next thing that we have to do is to make sure that we have some sort of a way to be able to get them into a medium that we can control. And the best way that we can do that is through email, all right? So it's going to be very important that you have a strong email game in place, that you are talking to those buy now and buy later couples through email. And one of the best ways to get them to get onto your email list is by offering them a high value download piece, okay? And this is going to be something that you're not going to want to make it specific to you in particular, okay? Not why booking our venue is your best option or your best choice for 2022 weddings. No, we want to give them some sort of useful information that's going to help them make a decision. The point of the download piece is that they're going to, where the logical decision and the logical answer is going to be that they choose you, but we have to be a little bit broader in terms of the advice that we're giving. Okay, so let me go to the venue example. You might have a download piece where you are recommending to them, 5 questions you must ask your wedding venue for 2022. Okay. And then make sure that you give really good information in that download piece. And these could be frequently asked questions that you're constantly addressing, things that you wish people would ask you and never seem to think of, or that people have told you like, oh, wow, I'm really glad you mentioned that. I didn't even think of that before, right? Make sure that it is a high value download piece. And if you need some ideas on how to create that download piece, or just, where do I put it? How do I get people to download it? How do I deliver it to them? Reach out to us, hello@bookmorebrides.com, or comment below, and we will be sure to help give you some tips on how to do that. It's quite simple, but if you've never done it before, it can seem pretty intimidating. So we're happy to help give you some tips on that, okay? So this is what we're going to want to do. Have that download piece, that high value download piece. So that way you can bring them into your email, and then you can continue to follow up with them there using the give, ask method. So that way you are continuing to provide useful information, building yourself up as an authority and allowing them to build trust with you, because now they see that you are able to give them and you're willing to give them good information to make informed decisions without trying to sell them right away and only being concerned about a sale. But it does also give you the opportunity to offer to schedule a consultation, to fill out the questionnaire, to schedule a call, anything like that, okay? Or schedule a tour if you're a venue. Those types of things, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get them into our email so that we can continue that conversation in a natural way and provide them with opportunities to not only build that know, like, and trust factor, but also give them an opportunity so we can offer what we do. Because again, This is an offer. This is something that we're doing to make their wedding day better and to make sure that they have all of the top vendors for their 2022 wedding. Okay. So I hope this was helpful for you today. Definitely give this video another watch and take these to heart. And when you are starting to put these into place, comment below and let us know. I would love to be able to encourage you and maybe give you some additional tips so that way you can continue to book out your 2022 calendar and make sure that you are taking advantage of this huge wedding boom that we are seeing and also providing the high quality service that you provide to your local couples. Okay. So thank you guys so much for being here today, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks, everybody. Bye.